Romeo Nance is who we're talking about. So this guy, basically, he went on a spree. He took out his own family. Let me pull up some pictures of his family. I'm talking about his mother, his brother, his 3 sisters, his bedridden brother, his aunt and uncle that lived across the street. Then he drove after he did all that, and he hit a couple people that was just outside. One person unalived. He was taking things out of his car. He just pulls up on them and fire. One guy was fired at 9 times, I heard. But he was able to, one survived. Let me show y'all a picture of his family. Again, he took out 8 people. I guess he would be the 9th because he took himself out after driving all the way from Joliet, Illinois to Texas after doing this. And I have no idea what his problem was. But let me tell y'all, man, one thing about it, we gotta quit coddling these boys, these men. You know what I'm saying? As parents, they need to be held accountable for things that they do. Male, female, I don't care. Because I'm gonna show y'all a video that actually proves, that his mother, his mother was the type of mother that would go for bat with her son. And it seems like whether he's right or wrong, just based off of what I've seen. Now, I have not seen anything like about their life or any information like that. I'm strictly going off of these videos that I see. Because if I was in this situation, I wouldn't have done what his mother did. And clearly, he has some serious freaking issues. So, okay. So one thing about it too, and I forgot to put that in here too, because I was rushing a little bit, but we gonna hear it all. His girlfriend is the only one that's living, and they trying to charge her because they questioned her and she lied to them. So she's looking at 6 years for acting like she didn't know something when she actually did. I'm looking at pictures of her hiding her face when she leaves out of the courtroom. Well, she was able to get out. So let me read this. This is the latest article, and this is coming out of ABC 7, Chicago. Okay. The girlfriend of Joliet area murder suspect pleaded not guilty to obstruction of justice in Will County. Okay, so Joliet said 21-year-old Kyleigh Cleveland-Singleton made statements in an attempt to stop police from arresting her boyfriend, Romeo Nance. He is no Romeo. This is no romance. This man took out his own mother. You take out your own mother, man, he don't have no love for nobody. Okay, none. So Joliet police said 21-year-old Kyleigh Cleveland made statements in attempt to stop the police from arresting her boyfriend, Romeo, after he allegedly shot 9 people, 8 fatally in Will County. So Cleveland-Singleton is the mother of Nance's 3-year-old child. Police said they first made contact with Cleveland-Singleton when they were looking for their son in the aftermath of the shooting. Okay. The police made contact with Cleveland-Singleton, which is his baby mama, when they were looking for their son in the aftermath of the popping. So during the investigation, detectives were told the child may be with his mother and grandmother at the home in Plainfield. Police went to that home where they found the child as well as Cleveland-Singleton. While she voluntarily went to the police for questioning about the crime spree that he went on against his own freaking family, detectives believe she made statements to prevent them from apprehending this guy. So he has his mother who goes to bat for him, period. Right or wrong is what I seen. He has a girlfriend that does similar things. So anyway, they asked her, while she voluntarily went to the police for questioning after the unaliving, detectives believe she made statements to prevent them from apprehending Nance and to obstruct the investigation. Police said Cleveland-Singleton lied to them by saying she didn't have his number. She didn't have his phone number. They said she's looking at 6 years. She was ordered to remain on electronic monitoring as she stays with her mother. So they let her out. She got a ankle monitor and she can stay with her mom. She faces 1 to 6 years in prison if convicted, and is due back in court on the 7th.
Was released from custody today. Kyleigh Cleveland is accused of misleading investigators while a manhunt was underway for her boyfriend, who police say murdered 8 people, including several members of his own family. CBS 2's Andrew Ramos was at Will County Court in Joliet and has new information on the case.
Kyleigh Cleveland is back home tonight and being ordered to stay there on electronic monitoring after she was charged with obstruction of justice. This as CBS 2 has learned new details about where she went after her boyfriend killed 8 people. 21-year-old Kyleigh Cleveland appeared before a Will County judge accused of withholding critical information about her boyfriend, Romeo Nance, who is also the father of her 3-year-old son. Investigators believe Nance fatally shot multiple members of his own family, including his mother, aunt, uncle, brother, and 3 sisters. He would later shoot 2 men at random, leaving a total of 8 people dead and 1 injured. Detectives are still trying to determine what Cleveland knew, if anything, about the murders. CBS 2 has learned through sources that after the rampage took place, Cleveland went to a local sports bar in Joliet, where she was hanging out with friends around 9 p.m. According to the source, the 21-year-old appeared to be pacing back and forth while at Double J Sports Bar. It would be the following night when Cleveland was brought in for questioning at the Joliet Police Department. That's where detectives said she gave false information and lied about not having Nance's phone number.
It's a big deal, but the trick is whether or not they could prove it.
Considering that the gunman took his own life, Cleveland at this point is the only person charged in connection to this case. And experts say when you factor in the gravity of the crime, if found guilty, that will certainly play a role in her sentence.
It's a serious case. It's not, lying about a shoplifting. It's lying about a multiple murder. And so I think that will factor into what sentence is eventually imposed. She could get probation on this charge, but she could also get up to 3 years in the Illinois Department of Corrections.
I'm gonna play this. This video is actually from last January. He was being arrested at this time. He was being accused of shooting at some other woman. He was being accused of firing at some woman's car during a road rage or something. So nonsense. And he just fired a weapon at somebody. That is one of the things that I was able to find out that he had on his police record. I believe that this is why the cops were arresting him right here. And just pay attention to what's going on, y'all. The woman screaming in the background is Mom, who is now deceased because he took out his own mother. And here it is, y'all. This is crazy.
Put your hand behind your back. Back up.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't have a warrant. Stop clicking, man. No, he doesn't have a warrant. No, he doesn't. Who do you think he is? No, bro. He doesn't have a warrant. He doesn't have a warrant, bro.
Relax. Stop telling us that. Yes, he does.
Okay.
Get back. That's a big of a deal.
Oh, he's going to a leg appointment, bro.
Hey, okay. Relax. Listen. No. It's not that big. Let us do our job and we'll talk to you.
Let us do our job. He's like, hey, the police are over here taking Romeo. I don't know. They say he has a warrant. Do you have a search warrant? No.
Yes, we do.
Hey, let us.
Hey. Hey, keep everyone away from the car.
Hold on. Send us. Tag 3. Send us a marked unit with a cage over here, please. Hey, don't go near them. Stay over here. Come over here.
First of all,
Okay, come over here.
Show me the warrant.
Okay, I don't have it on me. Okay?
Show me the warrant. Show me.
Well,
Show me now.
We're a little busy right now, okay?
No, show me now.
Okay, well, I'm sorry. You're just going to have to wait.
Go. No, you can't warrant.
Yes, we can.
No, you cannot.
Yes, we can.
Let me call.
Okay, go ahead.
Stop. Grab my phone. It's on the credenza.
You good?
Hey, 32. 32. Extended one in the mag.
Good.
One in the chamber, I mean. Wow, violent person. Wow, y'all really just be tagging who's driving. No wonder how y'all know how to get on the real quick. I'll look up and then just ping them up like, this somebody with a violent history. This somebody with a history of criminal abuse. This somebody with some this, that, and the other. Around me, just somebody that's a junkie and look up and be like, this might have drugs.
Everyone, can you hear me? I'm clear.
Wow, that's crazy. You just be driving on the streets. Anytime it flash off, I get on the head.
Yeah, that's Romeo Nance and his mother. And so, look, I put up an article that is talking about that particular arrest, but let's see if I can read it. So it says a newly released video and police showed a violent history of the man accused of unaliving 8 people in Joliet last month, including footage of him from a year ago fighting with officers until subdued by being handcuffed. So he's 23 years old. He is accused of unaliving 6 other family members, his 3 sisters, 3 sisters, 14, 16, and something else. Hold on, let me pull this up. This is his family, y'all. This is his family. There is no clear reason for this. So I'm gonna let y'all know who these people are. The first lady at the top is his mother, 𝒃𝓃 Nance, 47 years old. The next person is William Esther, 35 years old. And that might be his brother. They're not telling me right here in what I'm reading. But William Esther, 35. I know he had a brother that was bedridden that he took out as well. Christine Esther, 38. So those are the people at the top. The bottom row is Joshua Nance, 31. Alexandria Nance, 20. Alana Nance, 16. And Angel Nance, 14. His mother, his 3 sisters, his brother, and his aunt and uncle. Wow. Okay, so the reason why they was arresting him in that video is because they showed that Nance was charged with robbing 2 people at knife point in October of 2019 and with shooting at the woman during an apparent road rage attack in January of last year. So it's even worse. It was more than one reason. Golly, robbing somebody, man, and his mother is doing all that. Man, lock him up. That's where he should have been at, man. He been coddled probably all his life, feeling like the world owes him something. And he took out his whole family. This is crazy to me. Anyway, I'm irritated. I'm gonna play this video of what a few details, y'all. This is the press conference. We actually got one with this case. So let's hear what they got to say.
On January 21st, at approximately 4:27 p.m., deputies with the Will County Sheriff's Office were sent to an address at Pheasant Run Apartments, located off of Pheasant Run Road and Route 53 in Joliet Township. While deputies were en route, they were advised there was a man found bleeding from the head for an apparent gunshot wound. Deputies located a critically injured male, later identified as 𝒃𝓃 𝒃𝓃, age 28, of Joliet, who was originally from Nigeria. Deputies began to perform life-saving efforts on Mr. 𝒃𝓃 at that time. He had a single gunshot wound to his head, which entered through the left portion near his eye. It is believed that the weapon used in this incident was a 9mm handgun, but further confirmation is needed from the Northeastern Illinois Regional Crime Lab that the Will County Sheriff's Office uses. While deputies were securing the crime scene, they were informed of another shooting that occurred in the city of Joliet, and that was located at the 200 block of Davis Street. The victim reported to the Joliet Police Department the suspect vehicle in that incident was a red Toyota. 𝒃𝓃 𝒃𝓃 was transported to St. Joseph Hospital in Joliet, where he succumbed to his injury. Our hearts break for the 𝒃𝓃 family and those that have been affected by this senseless act of violence. Once detectives and crime scene investigators were on scene, it was clear that robbery was not a motive to this. Money was found in the area near where 𝒃𝓃 was located. Detectives learned that he had exited his residence in an attempt to purchase some cigarettes at a local gas station. Video surveillance recovered at the scene showed the suspect vehicle both entering and exiting the Pheasant Run Apartments in a short period of time. This vehicle matched the same description as the Joliet shooting. By 8 p.m., law enforcement was able to identify the suspect vehicle as a red Toyota Camry bearing license plate Q730412. Detectives utilized license plate readers exclusively to attempt to locate the vehicle. The suspect vehicle was known to be used by Joliet resident Romeo Nance, who has an extensive criminal history. The Sheriff's Office began to focus on locating the suspect and his vehicle by conducting saturation patrols in known addresses where he's been known to, where he was associated with. When the vehicle could not be located, detectives with the Will County Sheriff's Office set up surveillance on the 2200 block of West Acres in Joliet in hopes that the vehicle returned to the residence. When the vehicle could not be located, and the vehicle's movements were no longer active, as a matter of public safety, the Will County Sheriff's Office released the identity of that suspect vehicle. It was at this point that we believed that Mr. Nance had fled the Will County area and was no longer a danger to the public. The Will County Sheriff's Office went to 2212 West Acres to contact the registered owner of the suspect vehicle. Detectives received no response at that residence. Knowing that the residence across the street was also known to be occupied by Romeo Nance, they went to that residence as well. It was at that time that they noticed blood located on the front of the door and fresh gunshot wounds to the door. Detectives, under exigency circumstances, made entry into the home and located two deceased individuals. The Joliet police were contacted at that time by detectives. Once Joliet arrived on scene, a team of officers from the Will County Sheriff's Office and the Joliet Police Department went to the other address across the street at 2212 West Acres and discovered 5 more deceased individuals. All available law enforcement resources, including the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the United States Marshal Service, were being utilized to locate Romeo Nance and the suspect vehicle. Shortly before 6 p.m., members of the Will County Sheriff's Office who were coordinating with the U.S. Marshals advised that Romeo Nance was believed to be traveling in the state of Texas. By around 8 p.m., a helicopter had located the suspect vehicle on I-35, and Texas law enforcement was mobilizing additional resources to stop the vehicle. The Will County Sheriff's Office learned that the suspect, Romeo Nance, pulled his vehicle into the gas station in Natalia, Texas. Task force officers with the United States Marshal Service observed Mr. Nance armed with a firearm fleeing from the vehicle. So at that time, they gave chase to him. He rounded a corner around the gas station and decided to take his life.
Y'all see that coward mess? He took his own life. Something that he could have did first before hurting his entire family. And I didn't even finish reading the article that I was talking about. So it says that they showed Nance was charged with robbing 2 people at knife point in October of 2019. And was shooting at a woman during a road rage last year. They also show authorities were called to the home on Acres Road at least 14 times, April of 2022. So this would have been prior to the arrest that we just seen that happened in 23. So this guy is not new to crime. And I don't know why his mother was going for bad for him like that, because I would have wanted him locked up doing all of that stuff. So in the armed robbery, Nance was accused of pressing a knife against the chest of 2 of the people outside of a tobacco store. One victim told police they knew Nance and he was arrested with the knife, according to the records. So court records show he pleaded guilty to a felony of cannabis charges in the case, while the other counts of robbery and theft were dropped. Wow. So he was granted time served for a 29-day sentence and also received 2 years probation. That is the problem. Slaps on the wrist. He don't respect no type of authority, not even his own mother. And he shows that when he took out his entire family and cowardly took himself out too. What a weak link. So weak. And now the family has to, the family that's left have to bury all these people, including him. Wow. Could you freaking imagine? And nobody wants to. So in the road rage shooting, a woman told police she was stopped at a red light on US 30 on Larkin Avenue when Nance began honking from the car behind her, according to records. He then put alongside her and started yelling before throwing a water bottle at her car. The records state the woman called 911 and followed him to a Walgreens parking lot. As the woman followed him, Nance fired shots until he lost her. Dang, so she was gonna follow him? That wasn't a bright idea. If somebody is that irate, you better stand clear. Try to get his license plate number, call 911, but don't follow him. Are you crazy? So anyway, they said that, he put alongside her and started yelling, threw a water bottle out. The records state the woman called 911 and followed him to a Walgreens parking lot. As the woman followed him, Nance started shooting until he lost her. I'm sure he lost her quick after that. So 14 shell casings were recovered from the crime scene connected to the incident, and a bullet hole was found in the driver's door of the woman's car. Knock it off. Another bullet smashed through a nearby home, striking the countertop and lodging in the kitchen wall. Wow. This dude was out of control, y'all. So according to the records, which said a resident in the home never looked outside because she was so scared. Police used cell phone records and cameras to track down Nance. Police body cam video shows officers approach him, and he sat in the black Ford sedan in the driveway of one of the homes on Acres Road. Nance is seen calmly stepping out of the car and is handcuffed by officers as a woman shouts at the officers. Nance then runs towards the street as officers begin searching his car. Police tackle Nance in the snow as another woman, apparently his mother, steps out of the house and tries to order the cops off of her property and demands to see the warrant, which we've seen all of that. Don't search anything on my property unless you have a warrant, the woman said, telling the officers. Nance pinned to the ground by the police. He pleads with officers to put him in a squad car. My legs are tired. He says, get me off the floor, please, which is the ground, which had snow all over it. But who cares? And I mean, all of the stuff that I'm reading, and his mother was doing all of that yelling at the cops. What? That's a problem. So minutes later, police pull a backpack from the back seat of Nance's car. The video shows inside was a loaded semi-automatic pistol and 2 cartons of ammunition. So we seen that. And then we seen how he was looking at the car because he was shocked that the police were able to pinpoint people like they could just by looking at and I didn't know that either though. But anyway, his bail was set at $100K, and he was released a few weeks later after his girlfriend posted the required 10%. And this is the same girlfriend, that is his baby mama, that is now being charged for the crimes that he did, because he's not here to take the charges, and they are antsy to charge somebody. So I believe that they are going to make an example out of her. Absolutely.
The 21-year-old entered a plea of not guilty in a very, very quick hearing this morning. She is free on home confinement as this case makes its way through the court system. Kyleigh, Cleveland-Singleton, left the Will County Courthouse with a scarf over her face and someone leading her away from reporters and cameras. She didn't make any statements as she left. She is facing a charge of obstruction of justice. Prosecutors say she gave false information during their investigation and search for her boyfriend, Romeo Nance. Police say Nance had shot and killed 7 members of his family and another man before taking off for Texas. He shot and killed himself as U.S. Marshals closed in on him there. Prosecutors say Cleveland-Singleton told investigators she didn't have Nance's phone number. The two do have a child together. She will be back in court on March 5th.
So the person that started this fundraiser is 𝒃𝓃. And so it says on Sunday, January 21st, 2024, 7 members of the Esther and Nance family tragically lost their lives. Christine Nance, 38, William Esther, 35, Tamika Nance, 47, Joshua Nance, 31, Angel Nance, 14. Again, his mother, 3 sisters, brother, and aunt and uncle who lived across the street. So they were loved throughout our hometown of Joliet and beyond. To see one family member was to see all family members. As we always show up and show out for one another. Well, he showed out way too much. So whether it was a graduation or a sports tournament, we were cheering each other on. To lose 7 beautiful souls at once is devastating. That is an understatement. Outpour of support from the family, friends, and the community have led to the creation of this GoFund. The funds will be collected and distributed by 𝒃𝓃 on the behalf of the Esther and Nance family. These funds will be used to ease the financial burden during the difficult times, as well as support the family through future unexpected expenses resulting in this tragedy. Wow.